Got the stream going here. Excuse me. All right. Well, I'm just running the stream just because I want to play around a little bit with my current tank design. Maybe show it off a little bit more. To be frank, I would like to get this design out there a little bit more than I already have it. I think people will thoroughly enjoy this tank. I'm just not very good when it comes to, I guess, advertising it or putting it out there. But yeah, this is my Panther 2A5. Enough about those. We'll go to the one over here. Same tank, just not over there. This is the Panther 2A5. I already did a video basically showcasing what it can do. And today I'll show a little bit more about it, but I also want to design some op armor packages. I do have some modded ERA. So if I come in here, this is the contact ground systems mod. If you would like, I could show you on the Steams. That's something I was looking up. Do I not know how to type? Alright, well, I'm not going to sit here and search it up, but it's a pretty good mod. It comes with all this, so you have ASL, and you got contact all in here. It's a really good mod. It comes with engines, different tank parts like hatches. Got slat armor, which is pretty handy. If you don't know what slat armor, think of like an M1A2 Abrams with the husk pack or tusk or husk. It's one of the two, but it has basically it was cope cages before cope cages was the thing. But down here, we have different ERA blocks in styles. So I got all these, which are like, you got your flat bricks and then your regular sized bricks. And then over here, you got more angled. So it can be more form fitting to your design if you want. Yeah, you got all kinds of different optics. Optics are probably one of my favorite things about this mod. The optics and then the gun that you can use. It also comes with a programmable block, which I have yet to use. I'm actually curious what it looks like. It's actually a pretty cool looking block. Got the little joystick right there. You got some buttons. Alright, cool. Well, enough of that. But yeah, this is the I was about to say Abrams. Yes, it looks very much like the Abrams. I borrowed heavily from the Abrams. But I built this because I felt like there wasn't quite a form-fitting, I'd say bluntly. I don't think there was a super tremendous good version of the Abrams on Workshop or mod.io. So I decided to try my hand at building the Abrams, and that's what we have here. We have the Panther Mark II, or the Panther 2. But it's got some good features. So I have experimented with ankle plates in the past. And I will show you, what is it, adversary. This is my first attempt to make an Abrams, but ended up looking like the British Challenger 2. overall, it's not really a bad looking tank. I actually thoroughly enjoyed the look of this tank. I would say my favorite feature is the turret cheeks, but this is basically the precursor to that. Oh my god, that's a good looking tank. I'm a big, huge, I'm an Abrams fanboy. I don't think it's the, like, most invincible tank in the world. I don't even think it's the best tank in the world. I mean, it's got great technology and great firepower, but you know, I don't know. I think it's a really fantastic tank. I think it's, if not the best tank, it's, I don't know, it's up there. I'm not gonna go too far into that. I mean, biases of being an American and everything, I would say, yeah, it's the best tank in the world, but I like to keep an open book. But it's definitely the best looking in the world, I think. But that's the Panther 2. This is the Adversary. I named it Adversary. I couldn't think of a better name. This was going to be the Panther 2. But I didn't feel like it added enough to make itself different from the Panther 1, which I will show the Panther 1. Show you the Panther 1A2, which has the upgraded gun. This is the Panther 1. Yep, the gun automatically loads when you drop it. Yeah, that's the Panther 1. That is the first tank. I wouldn't say it's the first tank I built when I switched to PC, because I created the... I'll just show you. I created the original design on Xbox, which is this. This, my friends, is the... And sorry if I cough a lot. I don't know how to mitigate that. Yeah, throat's just a little sore, I guess. But yeah, this is the Panther 1A1. Let me just boop, boop, boop. Make it a little bit more visible, I guess. This is the Panther 1A1. Has the stock assault cannon. It's got a forward-facing driver camera. It's got a rear-facing driver camera behind that glass. But it's a completely vanilla tank. Not a single modded asset. Yes, it has composite armor, but the composite armor is in the form of blast door blocks. And if you don't know what composite armor, I'll show you in a bit. But this is the Panther 1. This is the Panther 1A2. This one uses modded blocks and also has modded armor. So it uses the... I use the... Here, I'll show you what blocks I use. So whereas the composite armor on this, the 1A1 uses blocks, uses these. It uses those inside the armor to help mitigate shot penetration. Because it either destroys the whole block or it stops. I'm talking about the shot. But this is what I use in every tank currently. I have scoured the workshop and can't find armor blocks stronger than this. But yeah, that is what is inside this one, along with the gun. The gun is modded. This is modded. The smoke is modded. But yeah, that's the 1A2. But yeah, I go from that to this. Let me move him out the way. Let me show you the true successor. So two. Where is the... There it is. Here is the original Panther 2. As you can see, it still kind of follows the same design philosophy when it comes to the turret. So the turret is very much still like that kind of design. The arrowhead, as some would call it, or angled front. But the hull is drastically different. But yeah, that's the Panther 2. But I decided I really don't care much for that design. It's not a bad design, but the armor of the front turret, or the front cheeks, doesn't quite match what came after it, which is this. This has superior armor, lower profile. Excuse me. I say lower profile, but it's really about the same. But, I mean, I'll show you a little bit of this. It's empty. This is really a prototype. I don't know why I classified it as a Panther 1. It's not a full-blooded Panther. Why is that? Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. Now I can control the gun. Oh, this one doesn't have the script. This one doesn't have the turret script in it. Oh, nice. I mean, not nice. But yeah, that's the Panther 2. And then this is the Panther 2A1. Or actually, this is the Panther 2A5. I didn't travel very far with this. This one lived and died in the form that you see. This was my replacement for a brief period compared to that. Only because this has better armor. Same gun, but it has better armor as the commander's optic right there on the side of the turret. But other than that, it's really the same as that. The Panther 2A is a 2A5. So that's a 2. And then this one, I'll show you the 2A1. This is the 2A1. That one came after this. So if I do... So if I do that, so I went from this to this. This, the only thing different is the turret and maybe the front mud guards, but that's about it. The rear, oh yeah, I guess the rear is different. This one has a pretty big box end, but it doesn't really need it. So I made it smaller and I flattened out the whole top of the hull so the turret can move freely, not get snagged on the NATO hump. But yeah. I went from that to this, and then this eventually turns into that. Which, if I do a little bit of repainting, you can see the resemblance. But yeah, this one, the turret, or the front of the turret, still has the angled bits right here in the cheek, which makes it look more akin to like a Challenger 2, which is what this one was copying. But then I'm like, I should get rid of those because it allows me to... Well, actually, the reason why I got rid of it is because this whole cheek moves forward. On that tank, right, so the gun sits in the same exact position on this tank as it does on that tank. All I did was I moved the cheek armor forward so that it meshes with the main gun, which is what we have here. And this is what makes it look fantastic. But this is the older version of that. This is the A1. And it's not a bad looking tank overall, but I really wanted to try to ditch making my tanks look like Challengers, which is a really easy thing to do, and I wanted to make it look more like an Abrams, which it kind of does right here. But then I made this, and you can't go back from that. But yeah, I did make an all vanilla version of this thing. I know I've been kind of rambling, but that's kind of what I do in my videos. Panther 2E. Yep, the Panther 2E is my vanilla make. Actually, it'd probably make more sense if I put it right here. So this is the Panther 2E. E stands for export. And export just really means vanilla. But this is a completely vanilla made Panther 2. The turret is made 1-to-1 scale, but the hull isn't. I just reused the hull from the Panther 2. Or from, my bad, from the original Panther 1. Because I don't have access to the armor blocks to make it look like that. I can't get this steep angle, which is modded. So I just kind of made that. Also, this is not made out of light blocks. This is made out of modded blocks in the form of, so it's contact, and it's the 100mm armor. This is what the tank is made out of right there. And it's actually more durable. So I hold my tanks to a standard, and that standard is how tough can it withstand the vanilla assault cannon. This tank is impervious to the vanilla assault cannon. You can shoot it in the side, it won't pen. So like the side of the hole and the side of the turret, the same place you shoot it at, so like say you shot it there, you could shoot that one time, shot's not going through. Shoot it a second time, your shot might go through. But for side armor, that's pretty good. Frontal armor, yeah, you might as well give up. The front turret cheeks, just like the real life Abrams, you're not getting through. There's even composite armor behind the gun. So yeah, you're not getting through. Front of the hull, you're not getting through. Not with the vanilla assault cannon. But excuse me. That's the vanilla version. Man, I kind of got a little bit sidetracked. But yeah, in this video, I just wanted to show this one off a little bit more. I went off on a tangent showing off, you know, some of my previous designs. But, yeah, we'll just cut to the chase of this. I'll just... Actually, we'll spawn it way over there. Hope damage isn't turned on. Cool. Ooh, man, I just smacked my mouse. Yeah, this thing, fantastic tank. So you come in, close the hatch. Oh, and I know in my last video I was showing off this tank. And I didn't have these. So this is what they're supposed to look like when you have the LCD mod on. But yeah, basically it just shows the speed? Yeah, it's the speed and brake distance of the vehicle, which is cool. And then the efficiency of the engine. which is not really useful if you're actually driving the tank. But if you're in if you're in first person, it is cool. And if there is, you know, a commander standing here, then it is pretty cool to look at, I guess. Center that right on the gun. Bam. Watch an Abrams video where they mount the camera to the tank barrel like this and watch it move. Looks the exact same. Yeah, this is a fantastic tank. I have yet to play it against somebody. I've played older models against somebody, but the Panther 2 I have not played against anybody yet. So like, I'll walk over here and show you. The tanks on the left, I have played against other people. So the Panther 1 and then the adversary. Those have been played against other people, and they use mainly vanilla armor. The adversary and the Panther 1A2 or 1A1, I'm sorry. Or no, that's the 1A2. Adversary and the Panther 1A2 use the modded composite armor, and they can take a hit frontally but not from the side. They don't have any composite in the side. But they can deal out some good punishment. But those are the only tanks I've played against people. The one I'm in, I have yet to play. I got a buddy of mine who has been away from the game for a while, and he will be coming back soon onto the game, and so I'll be able to play against him, test out my new design against his. He makes decent tanks. They can definitely take a beating, can take many hits before they go down, but okay. Well, let's experiment with putting some ERA onto my tank. So I have bam, bam, bam. Let's get some ERA up in here. I'm thinking about getting the face cam. That way it can make it more immersive, I guess, because I'm sure listening to some goober ramble on about tanks isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but thinking of spicing it up. Let's get some of those, some of these, some of those, some of those, and some of those. We'll experiment with different ERA blocks and get some of those. Oh, I hate breaking blocks and altering this, because in my eyes, this is a perfect design. It's a very good looking tank. All right, well, I don't know if I want my ERA to be sticking out, you know, angled, kind of like this, or if I want it to be in some other fashion. Now this, the downside to using this block is there are no downsides. Okay. They fixed it, because one side used to be an open square. So this is what you would like typically see on a Soviet tank or a Russian-made tank. ERA in that fashion, but my tank, that doesn't really cover it. I need something more like that, like actual brick. It doesn't look the greatest, I'll be honest. But I have done some testing with ERA, and it's actually quite useful. Now, I'll show you. So I'll go bam, put you right there. I'll turn on damage, and I'll use vanilla armament just to make it easy, because everyone understands the effects. Well, good thing damage wasn't turned on, but yeah, everybody understands the effects of a vanilla gun. 6? No. 8. Yep. Huh. I wonder why my gun's doing that. Let me go ahead and turn that block off then, if it's gonna behave like that. 7. Damn, look at that. I shot it, and instead of going through, which it would do if it were right here, see, that goes through. But when I shot the ERA, it exploded on contact and didn't blow up. Or didn't penetrate, I'm sorry. Damn, look at that. So, yeah, the ERA does work. Well, that one worked a little bit less so, but it didn't really do a whole lot of damage. Wait, how heavy is this tank? I'm curious. This tank is only 146 metric tons. Yeah, bud. You want to know how much the actual Panther 2 weighs? 230. But that's not without benefit. You get better gun, and you get a hell of a lot more armor. Here. I apologize, but give me 1 second. I gotta go piss. Sorry about that. I am back. Guess who's back? Back again. Alright, I'll stop that cringy ass shit. Okay, yeah. 230 metric tons compared to, what was this, 146? Their turrets are essentially the same. Okay, so Get rid of those. So I guess we'll apply some of this good. Actually, we'll get rid of that. We'll experiment with number 3. Guess gotta work on the other side. Excuse me. Doesn't look the worst. Kind of wish there was more form-fitting ERA. Or instead of having like the angled bit. Hey. Like that. So what if got rid of this, I got rid of that, nope, that looks horrible. Alright, back to the drawing board, team. Those are big ERA blocks. Oh my god, look at those. Ah, here we go. Put some of those. Yeah, I think that looks pretty solid. And this is purely experimental. I'm not really banking on this. I haven't really used ERA for my tanks in the past. Just because, one, it alters the look of the tank, and two, I didn't really think it did a whole lot of offered a lot of protection, but I just don't know how to add ERA to the front. Because currently in Space Engineers, I can't just paste ERA panels on the front of the tank. I have to remove blocks to add ERA. But excuse me, allergies. But we can post up some ERA tiles like this, like that. That's a good block. Actually doesn't look horrible. This looks like a regular Abrams added armor package. I'll I don't need so much armor in the front per se. Do that. I'll do that. Oh, what the freak? Come on now. Do a little bit of that. So the crew of my tank sits in the turret mainly, but the crew can still be shot from the side. So my thought process is add a little bit of ERA on the side, like so. Ooh, I don't like that. What if I add? And I apologize if this is boring. It definitely is. I don't take offense to it if it is. I'm just putting this online. Just cause. Just why not? Well, I could think of a couple reasons why not, but it's out there anyway. Side armor. I mean, that's not the worst. It's also not the best. The ERA on the turret looks okay, in my opinion. I mean, it's ERA. It's added armor blocks, but the ERA that I put on the side doesn't really look that good. Maybe if I go number 9 here. Oh, what am I doing? Bam, bam. Make it all the same color here. All about that color coating over here, boy. I don't know where that came from. I have been sipping on some adult beverages. So if I say anything out of the ordinary, that's why. That actually doesn't look horrible. Actually, it looks decent. Decent. There, like so. Alright, well, now we've got a little bit of ERA protection. I kind of feel like ERA should be on the outside. Well, I want to do something a little bit more unconventional, I guess. I want to look up a Leopard 2A5 side armor. Leopard. Oh, I spelled that way wrong. I am fat fingering my keyboard like crazy. We're going to look up to see what side skirt armor is. And that little front bit right there. Okay. Nope. War Thunder. War Thunder is a great place to get to get all of your tank facts from. Not really. What is in the side skirt armor? I want to know. It's not ERA. Of course not. That looks like ERA. I mean, I don't think the Leopard uses ERA, but Nope. That. I think it's just volumetric armor. What is that? That is not. That's a tiny picture. Another tiny picture. Okay, that's the Polish version. All right. Not going to get very much from it. I'm trying to figure out what do they put on these sides, because I don't think ERA is the way to go. Bam. Get rid of those. We could add more of this ceramic armor. The ceramic armor is actually pretty good. Here, I want these guys to get some fame, or whoever made this mod. I want them to get a little bit of fame if I can help them. Not that I have reach, but this one right here, AR ceramic armor. If you want to spice up your tank, add more armor to it, these blocks will protect you really well. Armored windows. But yeah. Oh yeah, it's very old mod. But I use the armor. It's very good. It's pretty good. I don't know why I clicked that. But it offers pretty good armor for what it is. I guess I should probably grab light armor plates. So add a little bit more side armor in the form of more ceramic plating. It's not bad looking, but it alters the original look of the tank too much. So we get ERA on the sides of the turret. I say we test it. We'll test it against itself. Loading a shell. We'll shoot one here. Actually, it looked like it did a pretty good job. Shoot one on the side. Actually, I know how. Fuck it. We'll. There. Let's get one without the armor. And we'll shoot at it. Just so we can compare the protection. I love having the laser pointer. So nice. So we'll put right there. I can see damn near daylight. Put around there. Look at that. You can see the light through. I'm poking my laser through. I think enough is said about that. That laser is so bright. Hold on. From a distance, that laser is crazy. How far does it go? Oh. Okay, so here, actually, let me adjust that sun. Give us some more light. Okay, so this is the one without armor. I shot one right here, but I decided to shoot in another location because this one just skimmed the top. So I shot right here. As you can see, 2 layers of ceramic, which is the entire side of the turret. And not only that, but it goes through the other side. So it goes through 4 tiles of ceramic armor. On this tank, I shoot the side of the turret. It doesn't pen. So obviously I get more protection. So the ERA did its job. Excuse me. And then here, there's no ERA, but I still shot and it didn't go through. Right? Yeah, didn't go through. Here's the second test subject. Same thing. Ooh, this one actually did pen a little bit. I think it's based off of where you hit, but it didn't go all the way through. And this is using the modded, this is the 130 millimeter, and I'm using APFSDS. Yes, there are different ammo types with this gun. Here I shot, went clean through. So it would appear that I get a little bit more protection using ERA than not. Thank you very much, 2A5. So now I want to use ERA for the side armor. What if instead of having this armor plating, I applied ERA? Doesn't look half bad, and it adds a little bit more protection. Now, I am focusing, you'll notice I am focusing on side armor protection. That's because that is my weakest. So I'll put one at the side like that. Ooh, what is that? I am fat fingering my keyboard like crazy tonight. This has the same gun. So don't think I'm cheating the test. Get in there. Don't think I'm cheating the test. No, if I want it to be accurate, I will use a tank with the upgraded sight package. Okay. So we'll shoot this one right here. Boom. And this is APFSDS. You'll see in my bottom bar, menu 7. Those are the ammo type. Shoot this one about there. And I'm aiming the laser a little bit lower just because the laser sits below the gun. So as you can see, the ERA did its job. We'll shoot at the front turret cheeks. These don't have APFSDS. I guarantee I went through the tank. So this is the one we shot the front of. Front hole goes through, goes out the wheel. So the shot comes out right about here. That's not good. This one goes through, and it ends at the battery. So this one is a mobility kill because you killed the driver, and it's a combat kill because the driver is the gunner. You only need 2 people to operate this tank. You only need 1 to operate it, but to use it fully you need 2. Let's check out the side armor. So the side armor that we added ERA to. Ooh, I see a hole through. So here we shot it and it went all the way through and out the other side. Here we shot it. So it does add a decent amount of armor. It's better than it was with the ERA. But I think I'm gonna spend more time cooking this. Anyways, I think I let the stream go on for long enough. It's not really that interesting, to be frank with you, but you know, if you do end up watching this, I appreciate it, and I hope some of my tank design is somewhat insightful. Yeah, I hope it's somewhat insightful. But